Being an head and cryptocurrency altcoin trader and investor is about doing the research in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. Here are your hosts, Mr. Crypto and Dr. G.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our blockchain cryptocurrency podcast. My name is Raphael, aka Mr. Crypto, with cryptocurrencyoutcoins.com, and I'm here with Dr. G from ethead.com. And today we're going to do the show a little bit different. We're going to treat it more like a conversation and talk about the news, the FUD that's going on in the market. It's a lot of it, so it's a lot to talk about. Dr. G?
Yeah, man. So, all the heads out there, cryptocurrency, altcoins, just a quick announcement. We always invite you to join us on the episode. First and foremost, if you want to hit us up, you can do so by going to our pages. You can go to enthead.club. You can join the club of entheads who are all cryptocurrency hobbyists, kind of like myself. Or you can go to cryptocurrencyoutcoins.com where you can see Mr. Crypto here and all the good stuff he has going on. But in either case, send us a note, send us some feedback, send me an email, at matthew@enthead.com or steam it at enthead. And, if we see your question or topic you'd like to talk about, we'll feature you on the show for sure. So, Mr. Crypto, tell them how to get a hold of you.
You can get a hold of me through the website at cryptocurrencyoutcoins.com, as well as on Steam it at cryptooutcoin, no S's. Email me, and you can actually chat directly to me with through my website. There's any questions that you have, you can text me, and it'll come directly to my phone, and I'm quick to answer that at this point in time. So, if anything, make sure you text.
Absolutely. So, kicking us off right now is going to be Mr. Crypto. He's going to go over his usual financial analysis because that's what he does. He's a good financial analyst. So today he's going to go over some pricing and some other items that he has going on today. So what you got for us, Mr. Crypto, today?
Hold on. I'm just trying to load up the page. Give me 1 second, Dr. G.
No problem. You know what I have not done? I haven't looked at the price of Bitcoin today. What's going on with it today? You don't want to look.
Not looking too good for BTC, but it's a lot of FUD in the market, like I mentioned earlier. And if you watched the last episode, we did not get the break that reverse head and shoulders formation we spoke about. We actually did not break it, and we got hit really bad and tumbled down. We didn't make a new high either, so we didn't create a new high on the trend. The trend was totally broken. Basically, it was a fake out, and we did not break the 11.5, 11.7 mark. We got hit bad. There's a lot of FUD in the market. There's a lot of market manipulation in BTC right now. I don't know if you guys heard, but I might as well just mention it now. There was a trustee from Mt. Gox. Mt. Gox, for those of you who don't know, was an exchange back in the day, Bitcoin exchange, a cryptocurrency exchange that got hacked. And a lot of investors lost a lot of money. And in order to pay these investors back, they entrusted this person to dump the amount of BTC that they were able to salvage from the whole ordeal. And this person basically has been dumping this BTC since the high of 20,000. And this is all proven because like BTC. If you don't know, you can always track the address that's doing any type of transaction, and there's people out there that have tracked these transactions to this address, and they pointed it out that every time they unloaded, and thousands and thousands of BTC, of course, is going to affect the market in a negative way, and that's one of the things that I think is affecting the price right now. But even structurally and analysis wise, we did not break the reverse head and shoulders. We didn't go up to test the 200 EMA at all. We got hit pretty bad, and I think this downtrend was when one of the unloads that the trustee did make. And as you can see, we are now building a lower low. So now I'm not really too bullish at this point in time on BTC. And as you can see, this red candle hit my lowest prediction since I started this cycle, this prediction cycle was 8,000, and we literally just 8,000 today. So now it's basically testing my lowest prediction in the market, and I gotta see. I mean, it's a lot. I gotta see some more bullish power in order to. I need to really reanalyze everything and watch what happens now, because a lot of people's portfolios are getting bashed right now. And actually, I don't know if you guys know that there's a way that you can. Well, let me back up a little bit. If you don't know, I come from the FX traditional markets, and I'm used to being able to short and long instrument or pairs, currency pairs like the Euro USD. And there's actually a platform that I found out about, and I started basically studying because I love the blockchain. I'm big in technology, but when you see your portfolio getting bashed, getting wrecked, that you have to think as an investor, what can I do to hedge against this? And I found this platform called JAFX, which is FX platform, but they now offer 24/7 cryptocurrency trading. And this is a way that if you can predict this downtrend, which after the fact that we did not break that the neckline and we got hit with 3-4 days. I mean, with all these with this big downtrend, you could probably would have made a lot of money if you were shorting. Unfortunately, if you were shorting BTC, and this is a way that you could do this. Basically, JFX is 24/7. You can go check it out. There's frequently asked questions. They're really good fees, and you can trade other instruments as well. You can trade gold, FX, Euro, JPY. But basically, I just wanted to put this out there because it's an instrument that I found out about not too long ago, and I feel like this is a good way to hedge against the market. I'm not telling you to sell all your BTC. Actually, I'm not telling you to do anything. This is not financial advice. This is just an FYI. So back to the price is not looking too good right now. We're below the lower low. So and I really don't know how low it's gonna go. I'm testing my lowest low at $8,000, and there's so much FUD in the market. And I can bring up this this article. If I can find it. Sorry, about how the market is actually predicting a bottom of 4,000. So, this new market, I usually don't pay attention to too much news, but this market is so new that you have to pay attention because anything can move this market,
Yeah, man, it's hard, It's really hard. I was about to ask, I finally had a look right now. You're right. Everything's kind of down today, it has been for quite some time, going up, going down into the 8,000s. Because we're not financial analysts, I'd be curious to know right now, do you think it's going to go below 8,000?
I mean, if the FUD and the fear, because you got to understand, when it comes to Bitcoin, most of the people that own Bitcoin are millennials, young people that really don't know about too much of the market, traditional markets, and how these things work, and that gives leeway to people that want to manipulate and that actually know what they're doing to take advantage of this fact. You know what I mean? So the FUD, the fear of losing your money might make these young investors just sell out of Bitcoin, and it could go down to zero. It could literally go down to zero for I'm sorry.
It's that lesson learned. In fact, I just heard one of the Ethereum founders saying this not too long ago. Don't put in what you're not willing to lose. So, because
that's the key.
It could go down, like you said, to zero, and you just don't know. But anyway, I thought that'd be
and that's the reality of things.
Yep.
That's the reality. I mean, it could really go down to zero. I mean, you can do all the technical analysis you want, but you got to understand this is a new market and it moves like crazy, and you don't know what's going on in the back end of everything, like the trustee from Mt. Gox and the issues with Tether printing out so much of their coins like crazy to pump up the price. There's a lot of background manipulation, and all these ICOs, they all hire market makers for the ICO for beginning period of times to automatically fill all the orders in the market and artificially inflate the price. So if you don't know these type of things, you could get wrecked, and that's the truth, you know. So you gotta take everything I say and everything everybody says with a grain of salt. Like as you can see, I do my technical analysis and I follow the price. I am on BTC like white on rice, you know, but I'm not the one that controls the price, you know. As you can see, it does have some respect for my analysis, and I can definitely tell where the trend is, and that's why I can hedge against different or you know, I can try to hedge against different moves like the one that we're going through right now, and that's why I mentioned JAFX.com. I mean the broker. And another thing, I'm sorry, Dr. G, I just wanted to mention before we move on from Bitcoin price. Another thing that I look at Bitcoin futures as well, and as you can see, Bitcoin futures closed at 8,270 today, and it did the same thing. It did not build a new high, so it did not break the 11.7 mark from the last high that we built. It actually just got teched, so you got to pay attention to the futures as well. At least I do, just to get a better sentiment of where the market is going to go. And you know just be careful trading.
Mr. Crypto, you know, just he does his analysis on Bitcoin. I do mine on Ethereum. He has a lot more technical analysis than I do, but that's why I'm the hobbyist and he's kind of more the professional. But I'm learning. One of these days, he's going to let me take the mic and do some of my own financial analysis here on the show.
Exactly.
That day's not the day. But you know, my point is kind of like just like you. I've been tracking Ethereum for a while, and anytime I do some analysis, financial or technical analysis, you know, things just don't hit because the market for crypto just doesn't have enough history, and it is so volatile that any predictions I've tried to make have, as of recent, as in the past 2 months, really haven't come to fruition in terms of finding, you know, where the trend is, the lower lows, etc. It is hard to do so, but it doesn't discourage me. It just forces me to want to get back out there, learn some new tools like Mr. Crypto's been showing us, you know, every week that he will do. And then just, you know, keep trying to do some of your own financial predictive analysis. Like you said, don't listen to us per se. You know, we're going to share tools and trades, that kind of thing. But for the hobbyist and or even professional out there, I mean, just keep at it because, you know, in time, all of us are more or less new to this. That's why we decided to do this show. So, you know, just keep at it. Go ahead, Mr. Crypto.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I wanted to add why I do my analysis mostly on BTC, Dr. G. And the reason why is because the market at this point basically follows BTC. If you can check out CoinMarketCap, I mean, I can go on CoinMarketCap right now. And for the, I mean, I don't know how it's going to look right now, but if you can see the price, the 7-day price, all these charts look identical. Look at the first three. They look identical, don't they? And they all follow BTC. So, you know, BTC is the king right now.
No doubt. You know, that's a good point.
All these other kind of follow these BTC. And that's what I noticed. That's my opinion.
No, that's dead on. I think most people would agree with that. And the reason why I follow Ethereum is more because of the technology. Most of the decentralized apps are based off of Ethereum's platform or blockchain and the ERC20 coin protocol. So that's why I follow Ethereum. So it's kind of interesting why we both follow what we follow and why we follow it. But I agree with you in terms of, you know, Bitcoin's the king, everything's going to follow.
And another thing that even if you don't want to follow the, I mean, you should follow BTC's price. But another thing that you can add to that is the total market cap of the market itself. You should follow the market cap because that tells you where all the price of most coins are going to go to. So if you have a good knowledge of where the market cap or prediction where the market cap could go, that's where the market's going. That's where BTC is going. You know. I just wanted to mention that real quick, Dr. G. I don't know if you want to take it over for your next article.
You know, once we give our portfolio of the month at the beginning of the month, then that gives us the rest of the month to actually do some research and keep ourselves not just in the game of trading and investing, but learning what's going on out there. Like Mr. Crypto said, lots of things you have to look at. So one of the things both of us does pretty much on a daily basis is kind of read what's happening out there. It's one thing for us to try to be predicting the future with our technical charts. It's another thing to just kind of read what others are saying out there. So I thought I'd bring up two articles that have popped up in the last week since our last show. Definitely others have popped up that I wanted to bring up, but we have limited time. So one of them just came out, uh, let's see here, March 14th, which is today, from Google. Google issued an update to its advertising policy page. And so this article came from TechCrunch from Brian Heater. And essentially, what Google is doing is following Facebook's lead to a degree, and they're banning advertising. Cryptocurrency, advertising, ICOs, anything related to that world, the world that we're talking about today, is banned from Google advertising. Why? Because they feel it's just too volatile, where people can get hurt, so to speak, like Mr.Crypto was talking about, especially the millennials. But to be more specific, the highlight on their ban is anything related to binary options and synonymous products, and anything cryptocurrency related, like we talked about, cryptocurrency ICOs, wallets, etc. So, they realized they made that announcement because of the volatility. Now, a couple key notes. One, this is not slated to go into effect until June, so don't be alarmed if you say, hey, between now and June you still see ads, that's why. And two, one thing I found interesting, and I didn't look at Bitcoin's price till now, but as soon as the announcement came out, apparently Bitcoin dropped below 9,000 pretty quick. So I don't know if that's what you observed, Mr. Crypto, or what else you got on this article, but kind of interesting in terms of how the big players like Facebook and Google are starting to move on crypto.
I mean, that could definitely be part of it. I mean, that's part of the whole FUD, and Google is a huge company. But you got to think about it outside the box. When I saw this, I already experienced, the whole Facebook banning the ads, and then Google banning ads, and then I started thinking about how much money these companies actually make from these ads. So they're actually, I mean, there's plenty of scams out there. These ICOs are not the first scams that have been promoted on Google and Facebook, So maybe, this is my thought, maybe this is a higher power that's telling them not to accept these type of ads on their platform. And that's just food for thought. I'm not saying that that's what's going on. That's just one of the thoughts that I had when I saw this article. But another thing, on the other hand, Google could be trying to protect their customers, because there is a lot of scams and people that don't know, and they're just FOMO, fear of missing out, in the market, or just want to gamble with their money and they lose their money. They want to protect their customers. So it goes both hands. There's a lot more that goes into it. For all we know, there's something going on in the background where they're trying to slow down the whole crypto movement. But you gotta get.
On the heels of that, I think the announcement came up as well that outside of crypto, other ads, I think they had to get rid of something like 32 million ads that were just not right, so to speak. Didn't follow their policies, they were scams, etc. So they've certainly, like you said, learned their lesson, and crypto's kind of just in that space now that they're part of that. Can you imagine that many ads that they've had to delete, how much money they're leaving on the table? But it just goes to show big companies want to be ethical as well. So yeah, you're right. There's lots behind it. In terms of security, protection, financials, and reasons why.
But then you got to think about how the traditional markets are, and how much fraud and how much scams there have been in traditional markets. I mean, look at the penny stocks. Look at the Wolf of Wall Street. Look at how many of these banks have been brought to court and settled their suit outside of court because they have so much money they can do that. There's some banks out here that do the wrong thing knowing that they have enough money to pay it off and still do it. Like, that's what's really going on. I mean, you really to really understand and think about it outside the box, you got to study the traditional markets and how fiat and how the actual money that we use today works, and how much control these people have over it, and how much BS there has been over it. Like to compare this, all this little scams that's going on in the new market, in such a volatile market, in the new technology. Every new technology is not going to be easy to implement, and people are just not gonna they're not gonna adopt a new technology from day one to day two. But you have to look at what's happened before. Our traditional markets are messed up, and there has been a lot of messed up that's been going on in our traditional market. So for cryptocurrency to be a baby, we're just crawling right now. We're just trying to find out how we're gonna mature, where we're gonna land. You know, we haven't even hit puberty yet. That's how I feel.
You know, definitely, and I think that what will happen in this space is, while they're not allowing for cryptocurrencies themselves, binary options, etc., to be advertising, what they will allow is the technology behind it still. So in other words, all the decentralized applications that are coming forth, you know, as long as they don't have an ICO tied to them, or crypto specifically tied to them, although they might have some tie. If the advertising is about the application itself that was built with the native language, you know, that's probably going to be okay. So I definitely predict that we'll see as these applications, like we mentioned in the last episodes, like Wayfund, etc., build, grow, get some money, and actually pay for their own ads in terms of the technology, the usability of the blockchain decentralized applications. Those I think will be safe to advertise on Facebook, Google, etc. But in terms of the crypto itself, it looks like we're done for a while.
Exactly.
So, you know, another ad, you might see, you got control of the screen. Tell me if you can pull this up while I'm talking about it. This is an article on Apple and crypto miners. This came from Engadget, Mariella Moon. So I'll let you kind of see if
I'm
you
sorry,
can bring that up.
what was the website?
Engadget, ENG. Let me find it myself again. Yeah, ENGADGET. So you look up Apple, crypto miners. Here's kind of what's going on with yet another big player. So we go from one big player, Google, to this one, Apple. So speaking of apps, in this case, a latest application that was built to, and the back end of the application, the front end of the application had dual purpose. Essentially, a development company called Cubix, which I believe is essentially one person right now, developed an application or an app called Calendar 2 that is available on iTunes. What's Calendar 2, as in the number 2? What's its purpose? Its purpose is to kind of bring different events from all your social feeds like Facebook, Google, etc., and bring it all into one calendar.
Excuse me, Dr. G.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm having a hard time finding that article. I'm
Check
on
out.
Gadget, but I'm gonna just
do a Google search on Calendar 2, and just put the number 2 and Apple. It'll pop up for sure.
Right here.
Yeah. So it looks like it. That looks like it. So what's going on with this guy?
Okay, got it.
That's the function of Calendar 2. It brings in different kinds of events from all your calendars, Facebook, etc., all into one. What Cubix did was he built a method to turn off, turn on crypto mining on the back end side of the app. And as a result, the app's feature was free. In other words, if you wanted to use the calendar or the application to do some mining for you, it would let you do it. Unfortunately, what does that mean? Well, it means that your app is probably always running. And you know what happens, Mr. Crypto, when your apps are just constantly up, you got too many apps up on your phone. What happens to your phone?
Slows down.
Slows down, exactly. And that's what was happening. And according to Apple, on one of their guidelines 2.4.2. They decided to remove calendar 2 because in that section of their guidelines it says that the app that you build and put on iTunes must use power efficiently and should not rapidly drain battery or drain excessive heat or put unnecessary strain on device resources. So whether that's Apple's iPhone, iPad, what have you. And this particular app did just the opposite. And you know, when it comes to mining crypto now, so now we're not even talking about the functionality of the app, meaning the calendar. Mining, it takes power. If you watched any videos, I don't know, Mr. Crypto, you've probably seen all the videos in the mines on how much power they suck up and how much some of these companies who that's all they do is crypto mining, they're building by water streams, etc., to try to generate power for crypto mining.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the companies that I mentioned last week, Envion, who's building these crypto pods and shipping them next to power plants to buy out excess green energy. So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, absolutely. So what was happening, just to kind of extend this a little further, was on the back end, this feature of calendar 2 was only supposed to use about 10 to 20% of resources. Well, instead, what happened was there was a Monero miner piece on the back. If you're familiar with crypto, the Monero currency does very well for the most part, and aside from market moves, that piece had a pretty big bug where it would indefinitely launch without permission. It would just kind of launch and consume all the resources of your device. So once they caught on to that, you know, Apple removed Calendar 2 as an application available on iTunes. So I don't know if you've heard of this story, followed it, but you know, again, it's just interesting to note that there's always technology behind all these cryptocurrencies that we follow. And even something as simple as a calendar is now trying to do crypto mining. Before iTunes or Apple pulled it off of iTunes, I don't know if you see there in the article that you have up, but guess how much they were able to mine off of Calendar 2, people downloading.
It earned about 2,000 worth of Monero, and we plan. I don't think it says the exact figure here, but this is not the exact article you mentioned. But you can go ahead and let us know.
No, that's about right. That's kind of what I've been reading. It wasn't just one article. This was the specific one that I had pulled from Engadget, and it was about $2,000 that they earned just from people downloading the app and then it launching on crypto on your phone. So as a result of all this, where are we with this calendar? Well, Cubix has come back and has come out with a statement. It is available on iTunes. I did a little research, and they have quoted, "We have removed the option to enable upgraded features by cryptocurrency mining from Calendar 2." So, you know, it has a lot of negative press right now. However, people are still using it, but not for crypto mining. So I thought that was kind of interesting article from another big boy, Apple, who is just saying, look, we're just not going to mess with cryptocurrency in all of its forms. In this specific case, power consumption went against one of their guidelines. Makes sense to me, and you know, it's kind of hard.
You can't say that Apple's not messing with cryptocurrency in all of its forms. In this case, I see why, and they have the right to do what they did. But we don't know what Apple's doing in the background. They might be working on their own blockchain for all we know. But I see that a lot of the major companies are taking steps to slowing down the movement little by little, but maybe they're working on their own thing. So, you know, you have to keep your competition down if you're really gonna, because this blockchain thing is not going anywhere. The technology is real. The technology is there. So think about that for
sure. You know, it's pretty smart of them. Again, this is one of those, let's protect the users, let's protect our ecosystem. But you're right, on the back end, It would not surprise me if Apple's doing some of their own things in terms of blockchain, crypto, etc. So that's well said, well put. So did you have any other news going on today? Facts and
Yeah,
info?
Dr. G. I mean, I don't want to. This is all we said so far is fun, and you know, in a way, we want you guys to know, to be informed of everything that's going on in the market. We're not. We are Bitcoin enthusiasts, but we're not Bitcoin maximalists, like some people are out there. Like I look at this from a different perspective, an investment perspective, and all this FUD is also accompanied by some good news in the market as well. So you got to look at both sides. And
Right.
a couple of those stories are the major. A lot of people are being exposed to cryptocurrencies with the what's his name, John Oliver, the late night show. He did a whole segment on cryptocurrencies that went viral. He mentioned a lot of cryptocurrencies, and actually a lot of YouTubers even got their time, their 15 minutes of fame up there. This Ellen DeGeneres also did a show on cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, and that hit mainstream. You know, is Ellen DeGeneres, and also another show that had a whole episode about Bitcoin is the Big Bang Theory. Big Bang Theory, funny show. So they had a whole episode on cryptocurrency, and this all goes to show you it's starting to hit the mainstream. You know, this is on live TV and not just news. It's on shows. People are picking up on this, and that's John Oliver show. It went viral. Is on every YouTuber that speaks about cryptocurrencies spoke about that, and you know, gave their 2 cents on it. So just to show you, and another and more news, more positive news in the market is that a lot of major exchanges are coming up. And like this article that I have up right now, major South Korean exchange Bitum is partnering up with BitPay to corner the 200 billion market in South Korea. So that goes to tell you the growth of the market. And if you didn't know, Circle, who purchased Poloniex, one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges, is owned by I believe it's you can correct me on this. Is it Morgan Stanley? Or,
Let me have a look.
I blanked out on that, but it's they're owned by one of the major banks in the U.S. and they just purchased Poloniex, and they're actually already rolling out. They opened up crypto investments app to 46 U.S. states, leverages bit license to enter New York. So they already have their bit license. You know, these regulations are coming out, but if it's healthy regulation, then it's good for the market. It'll weave out all this scam, all this BS going on, and it'll leave us real investors or real believers to do what we got to do, and hopefully they won't hurt what we're doing, because we do want decentralized, we do want our freedom, but we got to understand that the government is not just going to let this wild west type of investment style continue, you know. And that's just that. And then we have also Square. Square adds BTC buy or sell option for Wyoming customers working on New York. So they're working on moving into New York and moving into more states as well. And another thing is Robinhood. Robinhood is just opened up cryptocurrency trading on 5 U.S. states. So we do have a lot of FUD, but we do have a lot of good news. You know, these exchanges would not be putting their money where there's no future. Just think about it. This is a lot of money that we're speaking about, and there's a lot of the Twinkle Boss brothers. They're thinking about self-rating the cryptocurrency market. What else is going on? There's so much going on. I mean, we're not gonna have so much time, but you definitely got to stay up to date with the market. You got to look at the good and the bad, and do your own diligence and invest your money right. Be careful. Be crayful.
Absolutely. You can't find who Circle's owned by right now, but I'm looking at it. But I will say this, I've traded quite a bit on Poloniex. I do like Poloniex. I'm glad to see that someone picked it up and is going to just keep it running, because you're right, you know, there are some good things going on in crypto, and we just kind of focus on the bad news, and we tend to focus on when things go down. But one of the pieces that might be good news is this might be a buying opportunity for you. You know, again, we're not um, asking you to do anything, not telling you to do anything in terms of advice, but what's kind of good news? Well, the market goes down, you know what to do, and today it's down. So any rate, I think those are pretty much the articles of the day. Sums that up about right. Is that right, Mr. Crypto?
That's right, Dr. G.
All right. Well, do me a favor. While you got control instead of me getting control, do me a favor. Pull up our websites just real quick so people can kind of have a quick look at them. And as you're doing that, I'm going to kind of remind everybody, want to be featured on the show, have any questions, want some things that you want us to observe, review, feel free to drop us a note. Myself on Steemit at Inthead, Mr. Crypto over there on Steemit as well. Crypto altcoin, no S's, is that right?
That's right. That's right.
That's right, no S's. So he's got his website up right now, which is cryptocurrencyaltcoin.com. And you can get the free ebook, of course, and join his circle. You can come join the club at enthead.club as well. You can kind of see I'm starting to do some of my own financial analysis, not analysis, and I'm just a hobbyist, probably like a lot of individuals like you. So join the two for sure. Ask us any questions you have, and we really thank you for being part of today's show. So, Mr. Crypto, back over to you, man.
Hey, thank you for joining. Join in next week.
Next week.
Trade, invest safe. Be grateful.
Love it. Take care.